Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through a pile of info to bring you the key takeaways, fast. Today, we're getting into something really vital for a huge group who don't always get the spotlight, over-the-road truck drivers. Specifically, we're talking about that mandatory 10-hour break.
Yeah, and that's a really important place to start because when people hear 10-hour break, they usually just think, okay, sleep time. But what we found, especially talking to drivers, in forums online, it's much more than that. It's legally required personal time, a real chance to disengage, not just clock out and sleep.
Right, and that's such a key difference, isn't it? It cuts through that common idea that drivers just finish, crawl into the back, boom, asleep, wake up, repeat. And yeah, some days are brutal, sure, but often there's actually quite a bit of downtime. So our mission here is to explore how OTR drivers can really use that 10-hour break and any other downtime. Like, how do they genuinely wind down, relax, stay entertained, maybe get some exercise, have a little fun, even if it's just for, say, 15 or 30 minutes.
Exactly. And to get that full picture, we've pulled from a few different places, industry articles, sure, they give you the regs and the best practices. But crucially, we've also got direct comments, real talk from drivers in forums. That gives you the raw, kind of unfiltered look at how they actually manage these breaks on the road.
Okay, so let's unpack this downtime reality then. It's definitely more than just hitting pause, it's an opportunity.
It absolutely is. I mean, the hours of service rules, the HOS regs, they're all about safety, right? Fighting
Oh,
fatigue,
yeah.
they're pretty clear. You get 14 hours on duty, but only 11 of those driving. And then there's that mandatory 10 hours off duty. That's the core for us today. Plus, you've got that required 30-minute break within the first 8 hours of driving. And now, with ELDs, electronic logging devices, well, everything's tracked tightly. Drivers have to manage this time.
And when you think about it, the DOT, they recommend rest, right? So let's say a driver gets a good, solid 8 hours sleep. That still leaves, what, an hour or two of conscious downtime
Ah,
every single day. And that's before you even factor in the essentials, like finishing your logs, route planning, grabbing a shower, eating. You're definitely not just lying there staring at the ceiling for 10 hours.
precisely. And that's just the plan for time.
Hmm.
What's really interesting, I think, is all the extra free time that pops up. Just waiting for a load, waiting to get unloaded, waiting at the shop for repairs, waiting on a customer. Those bits of time, often totally unplanned, they can really add up. Gives drivers even more pockets of personal time if they're ready to use them.
So why does this free time matter so much? It's not just about killing time, is it? It seems absolutely vital for fighting off that boredom, avoiding total burnout, dealing with the loneliness, which must be huge sometimes. And, well, end of the day, it helps drivers stay out there longer, be effective. Like one driver said, it's a chance to actually fill your cup, replenish what the road takes.
That fill your cup idea is perfect. It really captures it. And our sources showed just how creative and intentional drivers get with that time. It's not just about passing hours, it's deliberate self-care, taking back a bit of control.
Okay, so let's dive into some of the ways drivers actually do that. Staying entertained, staying connected. Digital stuff first, obviously. Streaming's massive, right? Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. But it's not just having it, it's figuring out how to make it work in the cab.
That's a great point, yeah. A lot of drivers mention downloading shows and movies offline. Saves data, deals with spotty cell service. Smart. Basically turning the cab into a little private movie theater, signal or no signal. And if you want to break from screens, audio is huge. Podcasts, true crime, comedy, even trucking industry stuff to stay sharp. Audiobooks too. And things like the Libby app. Connecting to your local library for free audiobooks, that's brilliant. Great for driving and for winding down later.
And then there's gaming. Some go full video game setup in the cab, like a console or a gaming laptop. But the one that really jumped out at me from the forums was this driver. He sets out a chessboard at truck stops, just puts it out there. He can play himself, or often other drivers come over, join in for a game. What a cool way to, get out of the cab, socialize a bit. That's got to be rare sometimes.
Oh yeah, the social connection is key. And maybe nothing's more important than staying connected with family and friends back home. Phone calls, video chats, texts, emails. They're lifelines. Drivers often talk about scheduling those calls. Especially after a rough day, just hearing a familiar voice can really help ground you, ease your mind. Even juggling time zones becomes part of the routine.
And for some drivers, sharing their experiences helps too. Posting road stories, photos on Facebook, maybe even starting a blog. It's a way to connect, yeah, but also just to express yourself, document this really unique life. Helps fight that isolation feeling.
Absolutely. Being able to bring a little piece of your home life or a personal passion onto the road with you, that makes a huge difference for mental well-being, fighting burnout. And we saw some really unique examples of this.
For sure. Like portable golf setups. Maybe not a full round, but getting some swings in, finding a quiet corner at a truck stop or a park nearby, or drivers bringing guitars, compact sports gear like resistance bands, jump ropes. Some get really into intricate stuff like tying trout flies, or if they end up near water, just fishing for a bit. It's like turning the truck stop into a temporary base camp for your hobby.
And cooking. That came up a lot. Using portable grills or slow cookers, mini fridges right in the cab. It's not just a hobby, it's super practical. Saves money. Way healthier than truck stop food usually is. And it gives you that little taste of home, right? The simple act of making a meal can be really therapeutic after driving all day. A good way to unwind and, eat well.
Okay, this next one really shows the ingenuity drivers have for using their downtime, active exploration. We heard about drivers using folding bikes, or even these like really powerful electric scooters. One driver's scooter was pretty impressive. Goes up to 70 miles per hour, 160-mile range, weighs 100 pounds but folds up to fit in the cab. He uses it to actually explore the towns near the truck stops, places he'd never normally see. Imagine turning a stop into a little adventure, seeing local stuff, finding a cool place to eat.
That's a perfect example. Yeah, there was this story, a real one, about a driver stuck waiting in Vegas for a few days. Instead of just sitting there, he used his scooter, explored the area, turned what could have been really boring downtime into a kind of mini vacation.
Hmm.
That really helps break up the monotony, shifts your perspective, fights that burnout feeling.
Now, okay, some drivers did point out the practical side. Truck parking can be tough, right? It's not always easy to park a big rig near a golf course or a museum downtown. That's a real limitation.
True, true. But that's where, trucker-specific apps come in handy. Navigation apps, parking apps, they can help find truck stops with better amenities, maybe a gym or quiet areas to relax. Some even have shuttles. It's about using tech to find solutions.
Right, working around the challenges.
And beyond just fun stuff, downtime can also be for professional development. That's something people might not think about. We heard about drivers learning from the veterans,
Yeah.
asking how they secured a tricky oversized load or handled a tough mountain pass. Or maybe using the time to research specific gear, like removable gooseneck trailers, just to learn more, get better. Even just reading trucking forums, watching videos online. It all helps improve skills, stay current, maybe even find new opportunities in the industry.
Okay, let's pivot a bit. Talk about something really fundamental. Health and well-being on the road. Starting with physical health. Getting some exercise, even in that small space, is so important. We're talking stretching routines, maybe some yoga you can do in or right outside the cab. Portable fitness stuff too. Resistance bands, small weights, a jump rope. Stuff you can keep right there. It's about getting creative with the space you have.
And the benefits? They're huge. It's not just about fitness. Exercise cuts down stress, anxiety, improves your sleep, gives you more energy for the next day. Plus, it reduces the risk of injuries from sitting so long. And the thing is, even short bursts count. 15, 30 minutes makes a real difference in how you feel. It's honestly a super effective way to relax and just recharge your body after hours sitting there.
And let's not overlook the simple things like basic hygiene. So many drivers mentioned a nice hot shower, just that feeling of being clean, washing the road off. It's a common and really effective way to unwind. Simple pleasure, big impact.
Definitely. And moving to mental well-being, which is so critical with the isolation, sometimes it's just about finding quiet moments, meditating, maybe using an app, practicing mindfulness, or even just taking a second to really look at a nice sunset or sunrise. Those small things, being aware, they can really ground you, boost your mood, help fight off the mental drag on the road. Some drivers even keep a gratitude journal, focusing on the positives.
And making that sleeper feel less like a workspace and more like, well, home. Creating a comfortable sleep space is key, more than just a mattress, right? Clean sheets, maybe some photos of family, little reminders of home. It makes a huge difference in actually being able to relax, feel secure, and get decent rest, turning that functional box into a personal sanctuary.
Yeah, and it's important to circle back to this. Chores have to get done, right? Cleaning the truck, laundry, that's part of it. But it's absolutely vital to also carve out time just to unwind, to do something enjoyable. It's about balancing the must-dos with genuine self-care, not feeling like every single minute has to be productive.
So when you pull it all together, what we've seen today really shows that the 10-hour break for OTR drivers, it's way more than just ticking a regulatory box. It's this incredibly valuable window for personal time, for intentional self-care, for recharging in ways that go way beyond just sleep. It's about reclaiming a piece of yourself out there.
Exactly. By planning a little, by
Mhm.
consciously bringing in activities you enjoy, drivers can really push back against the loneliness, cut down the stress, avoid burnout, and ultimately just live a healthier, more fulfilling life on the road. It's about taking charge of that downtime, making it work for you.
Which brings us perfectly to our final thought for you listening, especially if you're out there driving right now. What's one small thing, one personal activity, doesn't matter how short, maybe just 15 minutes, maybe 30, that you can build into your next 10-hour break? Or into that next stretch of downtime. Something just to help you truly recharge, wind down, and make that time count for you. What's one thing you can do to turn that break from just a rule into maybe a little oasis?